Hey yo, I'm Colby from Sanitarium Productions. Today we have for you the Total Heroes version of the DC Comics superhero Hawkman. This came out in 2014, and this is from, of course, their Total Heroes line, which is, I guess, targeted at a little bit of a younger aged group. So the detailing on this is a little minimum. It's made for, smaller hands and things like that. But overall, the packaging is pretty cool. And it is Hawkman, of course. So we're actually going to be using this in some of our 2015 Halloween Challenge tutorial sessions. So stay tuned for those. But for this today, we're just going to go ahead and unbox this thing and take a quick look at the figure and do a review for you and let you know what we think about this thing. So here we have the Total Heroes version of Hawkman. Looking at the back of it here, you can see some of the other figures in the line. Steel, Flash, Superman. Got a little bit of a bio here for the Hawkman himself. Other Mattel information, such and such and such. Then the front has a nice big window for the figure and just some generic character details in the background here. This is the first Total Heroes figure I've gotten, and I specifically got it because it is Hawkman, and I'm needing some reference material for a costume I may be doing, so that's why I picked it up. This is I guess geared towards a slightly younger generation, so not as detailed as some of the other figures that we have, like the DC Comics Unlimited and the DC Comics Superheroes line. But overall, the packaging looks really nice, so I like that. Let's go ahead and just tear into this thing. I've got my handy X-Acto knife here, and we're just going to cut into this thing and see what we got. There we go. Comes out on the nice blister card pretty easily. Cardboard insert. Not too big a deal. The rest of this now becomes recycling bin material. Probably not going to save that for anything, but there it is. And here we have the package itself. He's held in place by a couple of these little rubber bands. I'm going to go ahead and cut them open and see what we can do here to get him out. I'll note, as in some of our other figures that we've seen, they got this weird wing attachment. I don't know how they expect you to get these things out of the plastic in one piece. So we just pop the wings off. We'll attach them back here in a few minutes, but oh well. After that, he comes out really easily, and this is all just more recycling bin material now. So we'll pop these things back on there, and then we'll take a look at things. So there are no accessories that come with this figure, as you can tell, but this is what is in the package. So this is what we got. We'll zoom in a little bit closer and take a closer look. Taking a closer look here, let's see what we have here. So we obviously have the wings that fold up and all that stuff like that. But let's take a look at the articulation here. So there is articulation. His shoulders have a hinge and a ball joint, so they go out and they rotate around. Then he has a ball joint at the elbow, which allows him to left and right, pretty much full motion at the elbow. Then it does bend in and out as well. And then at the wrist, swivel articulation. Same thing for the other side. Arms go up and hinge in and out. The elbow bends in and rotates around, and then the hand just swivels. The head rotates around 360 if you push it a little bit, and it has a little bit of up and down motion, not much, but it does have some. There is a hinge joint, or a swivel joint at the waist, so his waist turns around. Leg articulation, pretty standard, in and out, up and down. Then he has a single knee joint and single rocker at the feet. And that's pretty much all you got. Then the wings fold up and down. So that's the articulation on them. Detail wise, there's some nice detail work on the costume, but it's a rather, I wouldn't say bland, but not very detailed as far as the body goes itself. So, that's okay. Looking at the back, you can see how the wings work. Simple up and down is pretty much all you got there. But as we kind of showed you earlier when we were taking them out of the packaging, this is just kind of popped in place by a peg, and you just pull on it and it just pops out of place. And it's got this big old ball joint on the back here that the wings plug into. And if you look closely at the actual body here, you can see some detail work in. So they're doing that so they can reuse the body over and over again, which is a good thing for them. It saves cost and things like that. They don't have to do resculpts or anything like that. But it does leave some weird lines in here that shouldn't be there for Hawkman, but it's not that big a deal. Again, these are meant to be kind of a budget line toy line, so they want to save costs wherever they can, and it doesn't hurt things too much, I should say. And the wing joint is pretty easy to come pop in and out, so if you're buying this for young kids, it shouldn't be a problem. You don't have to really worry about them destroying this thing too badly. Should be pretty easy to deal with. Just looking at the overall design of the figure, it actually works pretty well for Hawkman. Even though it's a simplified design, they do hit all the high points and they hit them well. So the mask has some pretty good detail work considering, and the shoulder pad looks really nicely. Big emblem on his chest harness, the belt piece, and the boots don't do too much, but it's they do have some slight designs on them to make them look more like Hawkman. So yeah, overall it works really well for this figure. Again, this is the first one from this line that I've had, so I don't really know what else to compare it against. I've seen a couple of the other ones, the Flash and Superman, and they all look a little bit too scaled down for me as far as detail goes. But again, I was looking for something to give me some reference points for some costuming that I'm doing, and this works really well for that. So all in all, it's a nice figure. I think will be impressed with it. It's not bad at all, actually. So. So there's our review for the DC Comics Total Heroes version of Hawkman. For a real basic lineup, this figure works. Not a lot of detail on it, but they're not trying to get a lot of detail in it, so I think more than any of the rest of the figures, this one works great in this particular lineup. It is an iconic figure, so it's very easy to stand out in a crowd of regular superheroes like Superman, The Flash. Not saying that they're bad or anything like that, but as far as just design work goes, they're just a couple people in suits, not a lot going on. Hawkman has a lot going on, namely his awesome wings, his cool mask, and he's got some cool armor and stuff like that. The figure, again, is pretty basic, so if you're not into the basic figures, you can go ahead and skip this one. You're not going to miss it or anything. It's got some pretty durable pieces on it, so if you're looking for something for your kids or nieces, nephews, that kind of thing, it's a really good line for those younger children. Still durable enough to handle whatever you want to throw at it. Yeah, that's actually a pretty cool figure, and the good thing about it is it's fairly cheap. At least where I got it, it was like $8, so you can't go wrong for $8 for something like this. That's pretty much it for today, so if you like what you see, give us a thumbs up. If you don't, then oh well. Maybe we'll have something better for you next time. Send us some comments. Let us know how we're doing, whether you like us or not. And yeah, subscribe below if you like. Keep up to date on all of our new stuff coming down the pipe. Stay tuned for more awesome videos coming down. And fly on, I suppose.